Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. This one I'm not doing out the front of Domino's today because I've already been to the gym and it's getting late in the day. So apologies about being a bit disheveled and sweaty. She was a solid little workout this morning, a nice little pump on. But what I wanted to talk about today is the roles that we play in this life. So this is the role that you may or may not, in your own belief system, this is just my own thoughts, the role that you were put in to fulfill within this lifetime. Some people may call it fate, some people may call it destiny, some people may call it God's will. Whatever the hell label you want to put on it, what role do you think that you were put on this earth for? Have you even thought about it? Or are you just blowing your way through life, just existing and then ultimately just surviving? So if we can figure out, or at least attempt to figure out what our role is, we can actually push ourselves from just simply a state of survival into a state where you will thrive. And I think that's ultimately our goal for life is to get out of just this survival and fight or flight response that we all seem to be constantly living in, into that state of thriving where you will heal, you will have a better immune system, you'll have a better sex drive. I know that's important to a lot of people, but just your overall wellness will be greatly improved if you went into a state of thriving rather than a state of just simply surviving. Because oh boy, are those stress chemicals horrendous for your body. Well, horrendous for your body when they are done in the way that we normally or ingested in the way that we normally live our life, which is probably, I believe the statistics say, the average person, especially in the Western world, lives in a state of fight or flight for up to 90% of their waking day. And we can thank this technology for that, and just the fear-mongering of the powers that be and all that kind of jazz. Fear is a great state of control. But if you can fulfill your role, or at least be on the path to fulfilling what your role might be, then you can actually put yourself into the state of thriving, and then remove that cortisol. Some levels of stress are great. I go to the gym to put stress on my body, and there are things in this life when we can control the stress, and release it in that controlled manner, then your body will actually be better for it. Put it under tension, and it will actually then release in a much better way. But if it's in an uncontrolled way, an uncontrolled environment, which majority of us have, then it becomes incredibly damaging. But if you can sit down, work out who you are, what you are, why you are, and more importantly, why you are put into this planet to experience this crazy existence that you are experiencing. Figure out what your role is in this world. For me, it's to shine a lot of light into the darkness. That's what I believe, and it's to disrupt a little bit as well, which is what brings me my anxieties and fears. But I do truly believe that I'm here to disrupt the way that we are operating in this world, in present moment, and for future moments as well. So hence why I am pushing back against the system, I am rebelling in my own ways, and why I am doing these videos as well. So but within that disruption, there is also a lot of beauty to be had, because I get to, again, shine a lot of light into the darkness. And some people can only see darkness. So if there is a tiny little beacon of light, no matter how dull it might be for somebody, if there is a tiny little beacon of light, that might mean the difference between their survival and their death. And that's both in a literal and proverbial sense. So that's the kind of game that we are playing here. That's the game that I'm playing here. And I can hand on heart say that there are genuinely people alive who would not be alive today if it wasn't for me being in this world. And I think that is a fucking beautiful thing. So, what is your role? Have you thought about it? Will you think about it? And if you do think about it and you figure it out, I want you to tell me. So, what is your role? Sit down and meditate on that. Think about it through today. If this triggers any thoughts for you, I once again always want to hear it. So slide into my DMs, leave me a comment. Those smoke signals, carrier pigeons, they're all great ways of communicating with me. But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts. I'm signing off. It's a beautiful day out here, kind of. But anyway, that's it. Signing off for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, much love and namaste.